undead love triangle: Francis, Joshua, and the zombie apocalypse. The world is a dark and foreboding place. Ever since the virus broke out, people have had to live in fear of the undead. It all started with a man named Joshua. He was a biologist who had been working on a virus that could bring the dead back to life. It was supposed to be a way to bring back loved ones who had passed away, but something went wrong. The virus got out of control, and now the world is overrun with zombies. Frances had been living in fear ever since the outbreak. She had lost her husband to the virus, and she had been on her own ever since. She had heard stories about Joshua and how he had caused the outbreak, but she had never seen him in person. That all changed one day when she stumbled upon him in an abandoned laboratory. Joshua had been holed up in the lab for months, trying to find a cure for the virus. He was halfway through his research when Frances stumbled upon him. She was scared at first, but then he explained his situation to her. He told her about the virus and how he was trying to find a cure. Frances didn't know what to do. She was scared, but she knew that Joshua was her only hope. She decided to stay with him and help him with his research. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Joshua and Frances worked tirelessly, trying to find a cure for the virus. They had made progress, but it wasn't enough. The virus had mutated, and the zombies were getting stronger. One night, while Frances was sleeping, she heard a noise coming from the other room. She got up to investigate and found that the zombie they had been studying had escaped from its cage. Frances was terrified. She didn't know what to do. She knew that the zombie would come after her if she didn't do something quickly. She tried to make a run for it, but it was too late. The zombie had already caught up to her. Just as she was about to be attacked, Joshua burst into the room. He had a gun in his hand and was ready to fight. They both fought hard, but it was no use. The zombie was too strong, and it overpowered them both. As the zombie began to attack, Joshua pulled out a syringe filled with the cure. He injected himself and Frances, hoping that it would work. They both started to feel strange, but they didn't know if it was working. The next thing they knew, the zombie was gone. It had vanished into thin air. They were confused, but then they heard a noise coming from the other room. They went to investigate, and to their horror, they found that the zombie had turned into a human. The cure had worked, but it came with a terrible price. The cure didn't just cure the zombie virus. It turned the human into a zombie. Joshua and Frances were terrified. They didn't know what to do. They had just created a new virus that was now spreading throughout the world. They knew that they had to destroy the cure, but it was too late. The world was already infected with the new virus. The undead were now stronger than ever, and they were spreading like wildfire. Joshua and Frances had doomed the world to a new kind of horror. As they realized what they had done, they both knew that they had to pay for their mistake. They locked themselves in the lab and waited for the end to come. They knew that the zombies would eventually break down the door and come after them, but they didn't care. In the end, they were both consumed by the same virus they had created. They became the first of the new breed of zombies, and they wandered the earth, spreading the new virus and infecting others. The world was never the same again. It had been plunged into a new kind of horror, a horror that no one could ever have imagined. The undead now ruled the world, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. The only hope for humanity now lay in the hands of a few brave survivors who were just trying to stay alive. They could only hope that one day, someone would find a cure for the new virus and bring an end to the nightmare that had befallen the world.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and tell us what you think in the comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.